Well, it's a delight to be here at NISC here in Bismarck, North Dakota, Vern, to spend time with you and to talk about this great business that you've had the opportunity to build. When you look at this great company, what do you love most about it?
We've had the amazing opportunity to watch this organization grow. For me, to watch young people come into this organization and grow in their skills and abilities and their confidence and their contribution to this organization is the best part of my job.
When you think about the business, a lot of people that are watching this, tell them what NISC does on a regular basis, month after month, to serve its customers and its cooperatives and all. Walk us through that.
So we're a technology cooperative. We're a co-op that serves co-ops. And so back in the 60s, when computers really started coming on the scene, mainframes, were $1 million. Programmers were almost impossible to find. These rural electrics, about 1,000 of them around the country, and rural telcos, and there were about 1,400 of those, they were faced with the dilemma of realizing that they have to automate their business. So it was clear that these modest-sized utilities, they could never afford buying a mainframe, hiring the programmers. And so the notion came up of maybe we should form a co-op, design, build the software once, and distribute it to many co-ops and hopefully keep the price at a place where they can afford it. That was the thought. That was the vision. And that's really been the path for 50 years of NISC slowly building out what today is an enterprise.
And servant leadership has been a big component in your life and in this business. And what do you do to keep it alive and help it to stick? What's the secrets that you do?
It was from a wonderful example, and her name was Sister Thomas Welder. She was the president of the University of Mary. And I was sitting in a class. She was teaching the class. The topic was servant leadership. I actually thought it was a little lame.
Right.
I mean, it was it's like, aren't leaders supposed to be decisive and, focused, and servant leadership seemed a little weak to me. And I think as I've grown older, I've come to understand how important that is, how important being a servant, how important having empathy and compassion for these employees that we have the opportunity to work with, serving those people, creating an environment that allows them to do their work and do it very well on behalf of NISC and our employees. That's the main part of my job.
You also decided to put a book and write a book called Wired Differently, and I have a copy. I enjoyed reading it. Why did you take the time to write this book?
I went through my undergraduate and graduate education, and there was never a mention of the cooperative business model.
Right.
And literally 2 days after I graduated from college, I ended up in a co-op.
Right.
And it's like, what?
Right.
So we understood that there was this gap in understanding, particularly in the technology field. So that's kind of the mentality of a lot of the technical people we were recruiting. And when we'd be sitting down recruiting them, and we'd talk about the cooperative business model, there would be this blank stare. For these rural electrics, it is not just about the bottom line. They're about service. So we felt compelled to write a book that helped explain that. So that's part of our recruiting process. It's part of our onboarding process of helping these employees understand what it means to be a technology company under the cooperative business model.
When you think about sometime passing the baton in leadership, what does Vern want to be remembered for in his leadership here at NISC and the people's lives?
I've been given this amazing opportunity to grow up with this company. When I came in here, I was basically a bookkeeper, So I've been able to grow up with this organization, and this organization has been very patient with me, because was I ready to be the CFO when I had that opportunity? Probably not. Was I ready to be the CEO when that opportunity came? Probably not. But this board and these employees have been very patient with me to, over time, be able to develop those skills and abilities. So that would be, the main thing. There's just this sense of gratitude that is overwhelming for me. I mean, I drive up to these campuses and I have to pinch myself to think that I have an opportunity to be a part of this.
Thanks for being an example to so many people, Vern, that have touched. The thing about it is your company touches thousands and tens of thousands, millions of lives. And it's because some man wasn't willing to throw in the towel and quit. We just want to thank you for what you do.
Well, and I appreciate those comments, but I didn't quit because these employees didn't quit on me.
That's right.
Not disappointing them is what motivates me.
Yes.
And making sure that we're doing our very best to create an environment that is not perfect, but our very best to create an environment that rewards that behavior.
Yes.
And acknowledges that dedication is what this is all about.
That's great. Thank you, Vern, very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.